Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. I am Pooja Dwivedi, and in this segment we bring to you objective questions to help you crack prelims. So let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. Consider the following statements regarding United Nations Food Systems Summit. It seeks to strategize the actions for positive change in agri-food systems in the world to realize the vision of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It is envisioned to catalyze, accelerate, and enlarge bold action for the transformation of food systems by all communities, including countries, cities, companies, civil society, citizens, and food producer. So we have to select the statement which is or are correct. Both the statements are correct. The correct answer to this question is option C. So the UN Food Systems Summit is taking place in New York. It will seek to set the stage for global food systems transformation to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. And it seeks to strategize the actions for positive change in agri-food systems in the world to realize the vision of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Moving on, it is envisioned to catalyze, accelerate, and enlarge bold actions for the transformation of food systems by all communities, including countries, cities, companies, civil society, citizens, and food producer. Moving on, consider the following statements regarding the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. It is the world's largest health insurance or assurance scheme fully funded by the government, and it provides cover of 5 lakhs per family per year for primary to tertiary care hospitalization across public and private impaneled hospitals in the country. So we have to select the correct statement. First statement is correct, that it is the world's largest health insurance assurance scheme which is fully financed by the government, and it also provides coverage of 5 lakhs per family per year for secondary and tertiary care hospitalization but not primary. So the correct answer to this question is option A, that is one only. The world's largest healthcare system, Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, has completed 3 years. It was launched on September 23rd, 2018. Moving on to the next statement. We have discussed about this statement, second one. And the National Health Authority is the nodal agency responsible for the nationwide rollout and implementation of the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana scheme. Moving on, consider the following statements regarding Swamitva Yojana. The scheme is piloted by the Panchayati Raj Ministry. The residential land in the villages will be measured using drones to create a non-disputable record. So we have to select the correct statement. Yes, both these statements are correct. The correct answer is option C. Swamitva means survey of villages and mapping with improvised technology in village area scheme. It is a collaborative effort of the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, State Panchayati Raj Departments, State Revenue Departments, and Survey of India. The aim is to provide an integrated property validation solutions for rural India. It is a scheme for mapping the land parcels in rural inhabited areas using drone technology and continuously operating reference station. The mapping will be done across the country in a phase-wise manner over a period of 4 years from 2020 to 2024. Moving on, consider the following statements regarding the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. The Act assigns absolute power to the central government by way of which, if the government or the centre deems an activity as unlawful, then it may, by way of an official gazette, declare it so. It has the death penalty and life imprisonment as the highest punishments, and under UAPA both Indian and foreign nationals can be charged. So we have to select the correct statement. Yes, all these 3 statements are correct. So the correct answer is option D. Moving on, recently the Office of High Commissioner of Human Rights, United Nations, has expressed its concerns over the ongoing use of the Unlawful Activities Act throughout India and has called the situation worrying. The Unlawful Activities Prevention Act was passed in 1967. The law aims at effective prevention of unlawful activities association in India, and the Act assigns absolute power to the central government by way of which if the centre deems an activity as unlawful, then it may by way of an official gazette declare it so. It has the death penalty and life imprisonment as the highest punishments. Under UAPA, both Indian and foreign nationals can be charged. Moving on, consider the following statements regarding World Meteorological Organization. It is an intergovernmental organization originated from the International Meteorological Organization. Recently, the World Meteorological Organization has published a new report on climate indicators and sustainable development. We have to select the correct statement. Both these statements are correct. The correct answer is option C. Recently, the World Meteorological Organization has published a new report on climate indicators and sustainable development, demonstrating the interconnections. The World Meteorological Organization is an intergovernmental organization originated from the International Meteorological Organization, which was established after the 1873 Vienna International Meteorological Congress, and WMO is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. Moving on, which of the following products from the state of Goa has got the GI tag, the Geographical Indication Tag? Cashew fenny, khola red chilies or Kanakona chilies, Moira banana, sweet dish khaje. So we have to select the correct answer using the given codes. All of these products have got the GI tag from the state of Goa. The correct answer is option D. Recently, the Goa government's Feni Policy 2021 has paved the way to take the GI certified Goan cashew fenny forward at par with other international liquors such as Mexico's tequila, Japanese sake and Russia's vodka. The Goa government in 2016 classified fenny as the heritage spirit of Goa. Other GI tags from Goa are khola red chilies, Kanakona chilies, spicy herbal chilies, Mindoli banana or Moira banana, and traditional sweet dish Goan khaje. Moving on to the next question, consider the following statements with respect to mountain passes. Zojilla links Leh and Srinagar. Fotula Pass links Leh with the Kargil of Ladakh, and Khardungla is the highest motorable pass in the world. We have to select the correct statement. All these statements are correct. The correct answer is option D. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting and Youth Affairs and Sports, after inspecting the Zojilla and Zenmore tunnel projects, laid the foundation stone of Zonal Physical Education Office, Zonal Play Field, besides inaugurating PMJAY Road at Kichpora in Kangan area of Ganderbal district. Yesterday, Zojilla links Leh and Srinagar and provides an important link between the Union territories of Ladakh and Kashmir. In 2018, the Zojilla Tunnel project was launched. The tunnel is Asia's longest and strategic bi-directional tunnel which will provide all-weather connectivity between Srinagar, Kargil and Leh. Fotula Pass links Leh with the Kargil of Ladakh, and Khardungla is the highest motorable pass in the world. It links Ladakh with the Siachen Glacier. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to the World Tourism Day. 27th September has been celebrated as World Tourism Day since 1980. The theme for World Tourism Day 2021 is a day to focus on tourism for a post-pandemic growth. We have to select the incorrect statement. 27th September has been celebrated as World Tourism Day since 1980 is correct, but the theme for this year is Tourism for an Inclusive Growth. So the correct answer is option B, as we had to select the incorrect one. World Tourism Day is being observed today, and the day is celebrated every year to foster awareness among the international community on the importance of tourism and its social, cultural, political and economic value. World Tourism Day has been celebrated since the year 1980, and it was on this day in 1970 when the statutes of the United Nations World Tourism Organization were adopted, which are considered a milestone in global tourism. The World Tourism Organization has designated World Tourism Day 2021 as a day to focus on tourism for inclusive growth. Moving on, consider the following statement with respect to the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. It has a health identity card for every citizen that will also work as their health account, a healthcare professionals registry, and healthcare facilities registries will act as a repository of all healthcare providers across only the modern system of medicines. So we have to select the correct statement. The first statement is correct, that it has a digital identity card for every citizen that will also work as their health account. And a healthcare professionals registry and healthcare facilities registries will act as a repository of all healthcare providers across modern as well as traditional system of medicine, and not only modern. So the correct answer to this question is option A. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched Ayushman Bharat digital mission on Monday at 11 a.m. and addressed people via video conferencing on the occasion. The key components of Ayushman Bharat digital mission include a health identity card for every citizen that will also work as their health account, to which personal health records can be linked with the help of mobile, and a healthcare professionals registry and healthcare facilities registry that will act as a repository of all healthcare providers across both modern and traditional system of medicine. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to tribes of Assam. The Adivasis are the smallest of the ethnic communities of Assam. Shutia, Koch Rajbongshi, Moran are the only three major communities found in Assam. We have to select the correct statement. Okay, the first statement is definitely not correct, because the Adivasis are the largest of the ethnic communities of Assam and not the smallest. And second is also incorrect, because apart from these three communities, there are also other ones. So the correct answer is option D, neither one nor two. Last week, an eviction drive in Sipajhar in Assam's Drang district took a violent turn, leaving 2 dead and several injured after clashes broke out between the police and protesters. The Adivasis, comprising 106 subgroups, are largest of the 6 communities. The other are Shutia, Koch Ragbonshi, Moran, Matak and Tayahom. The Adivasis comprise 18% of Assam's population. Moving on, which of the following European countries has become the first country where women make up more than half of all lawmakers? Denmark, Finland, Estonia, Iceland. The correct answer is option D, Iceland. For the first time in Icelandic and European politics, there are now more women lawmakers than men in parliament, according to final election results released on Sunday. Some 33 women were voted into the 63-seat parliament, Icelandic public broadcasters have confirmed. Moving on, let's look at the practice question for the next segment. Consider the following statements regarding Saubhagya scheme. Under Saubhagya, free electricity connections to all households, both above poverty line and poor families in rural and poor families in urban area, will be provided. Rural Electrification Corporation has been designated as nodal agency for the Saubhagya scheme, and the electricity connections to household include the release of electricity connections by drawing a service cable from the nearest pole to the household premise, installation of an energy meter, wiring for a single light point with LED bulb, and mobile charging point. So we have to select the correct statement. So I hope you will be answering it correctly in the comment segment. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.